No, Gwedi. Gwedi, I thought you'd be here. No, I can't talk now. The people are watching me. Yes. No, I'm not in the Saxon world. I'm in Sandton. Yes, I know. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma and Lindiwe Sisulu aren't coming anymore. Is it because of me? I think it's only going to be me and Jimmy Manye representing the African National Congress. Although he's so busy writing the news, Foitoch. When did that happen? She wants to swap diplomatic immunity for political asylum. Will she bring the extension cord back? Ach, nee, Gwedi, do we have to get two Mugabes? Can't we swap 3 Guptas for them? Well, at least it's only one. Nee? Only one Mrs. Mugabe. We're still stuck with 4.5 Mrs. Zumas. No, but Gwedi, are you there? Gwedi? Oh, his airtime is over. Oh, Sayabona, Dumela, Molo, Kunjane, hello. And to any English or American guests, salam. I must add that as a member of the African National Congress, you realize that I cannot comment on any policy. I cannot comment on anything happening in Luthuli House because, as you know, we members of the ANC aren't allowed to have opinions about anything at all. But luckily, I am here also in my personal capacity as a gogo, as a former diplomat, and of course, as a Democrat. And yes, I am a member of the ANC. I know people can't believe it. So many people say, seeing Evita as a member of the ANC is like seeing Angela Merkel as a Greek bank manager. But you know, it was a challenge. My 3 grandchildren challenged me. My beautiful born-free grandchildren, my little black well, they're not black, they're not white, they are Barack Obama beige. And they said to me, Gogo, what are you going to do to protect democracy? So that one day when we need to vote freely and fairly, democracy will still be there in full working condition. Well, obviously, I must go back into active politics. The last thing I thought I would have to do at my age. And where is the power being wielded? No longer in Parliament. Parliament has now either become a DA parking garage or a playpen for the Teletubbies of the EFF. No? I must go to Luthuli House, which is not only the headquarters of the African National Congress, but the only active power station that the ANC has bothered to build in the last 24 years. And really, truly, it is the last place I thought I would go to. I mean, you all know me for how many years? Nearly 35 years. Evita Bezuidenhout, who belonged to the National Party. Yeah. Evita Bezuidenhout, who was the ambassador in an apartheid homeland. Yeah. Evita Bezuidenhout, who voted for apartheid. Yes, I'll be the only white South African who will admit it. I voted for apartheid. And yet, if I hadn't voted for apartheid, I would have been locked up in jail as a communist and a terrorist, and I would have been here today as the Minister of Higher Education. And so I really had to decide to do something, not just for my grandchildren, but to do something for everybody's grandchildren. Somebody has got to be at the heart of power to keep an eye on that fragile ball of democracy. And so I got into the car and I drove into the center of Johannesburg. I didn't take my Mercedes, I took the maid's car. I parked next to Luthuli House and I looked up and of course on the wall is that big emblem of the African National Congress met die groot osse waar wiel ek tog ja julle donders het dit by ons ook gesteel, né? And I just thought, go and do it. Boer maak 'n plan. So I got out of the car, I locked the car, I kissed the car goodbye, I crossed the road. I went into the foyer of Luthuli House, which was empty, so I thought it must be tea time. I waited for about 20 minutes, and then I saw reception. Well, no, reception. The R and the E were not there, so reception. And there was a little bell, which I rang, but nobody came, so I thought it must be lunchtime also. And then after 10 minutes, the lift doors opened, and Jessie Duarte came out. Of course, I know Jessie still from the old days of Codesa. I'm glad she's found somebody who knows what to do with her hair, because she looks quite nice. But you know, she was so shocked to see me. She said, Tannie Evita? Ek sê, ja. She said, this is not Woolworths. I said, I know, Jessie, I've come to join the African National Congress. She said, why? What have you heard? Ek sê, nee, my skat, I want to be a member of the party. She said, have you got cash? I said, yes. She said, you in. It was as simple as that. I was a member of the African National Congress. And you know, I walked into that foyer on that morning, with all the prejudice that so many of us also share, that everybody in the ANC is a crook, everybody in the ANC is corrupt, everybody in the ANC steals. Yeah. Oh, yes, I can give you 6 names every day that you will see on the front page of the Citizen newspaper. But there are hundreds of thousands of members of the ANC who are not corrupt, who are not stealing, who are sitting at their desks trying to keep our democracy more or less balanced. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here on this very, very great gathering together, but having to meet at the Croatian border with a Pick n Pay bag in our hands. No? And so the one thing that I have learned in Luthuli House in the last 18 months is never underestimate the fragility of democracy. And don't ever think that freedom will just lie there waiting to be discovered. Freedom is the lightest little feather that will fly away in the gentlest of breeze. And of course, what do in Luthuli House? I cook for reconciliation. I've always been known as the best cook in the National Party, die beste kok in die Nasionale Party. And yes, the first day I walked into the cabinet room with my tray of Cook Sisters and rooibos tea, and I saw the cabinet face to face. I mean, you know, on television you always think that the cameras put 20 pounds on everybody, but not in the Luthuli House. They put the pounds on themselves, né? Die donders is te vet. No, you look at a fat politician today, you immediately think of the thin voter. And the majority of our voters today are poorer and thinner than ever before. All Julius Malema has to do to prepare for the 2019 general election is promise them everything and anything, and they will vote him into power democratically as our next president. And if you don't know what I'm hinting at, just Google Weimar Republic and then Google Adolf Hitler 1929. And my diet is a success. Today you can see members of cabinet fitting into economy class seats on SAA. And yes, I have announced my candidacy for the presidency of the African National Congress in December. There are some very interesting candidates, as you know, some men and, of course, some women. And they always try and tell the potential voters what the potential voters want to hear. And that's the difference with me. I don't want to win. I don't want your vote. I don't want to become the president of a party or a country. I'm a citizen of a democracy, a healthy democracy, and that's all the dignity and the power that I need without help from a blue light brigade. And so I don't want you to vote for me. I'm going to tell you the things you don't want to hear. And the first thing is very simple. If in December we don't make the right choice and get the right person to lead us out of this mess, we will lose our country. Now, one of my grandchildren, my smallest one, Latoya Osavanya, she said to me this morning, Gogo, if you see Uncle Cyril, just remind him that when he becomes president of South Africa, he must clean the political sandbox in Luthuli House. I said, what do you mean political sandbox? She said, the political sandbox that all those fat cats have defiled with their Saxon wool diarrhea. And so here we are. Yes, the first domino in Southern Africa has fallen. Who will be next? Here we sit together at this gathering. I've always believed that if the people lead, the government will follow. So people gathered here today, please lead. My magtig nog 'n ding. Mangosuthu Buthelezi, what he never stops. Oh, sorry. I can't talk to you now, Prince. No, I know I got your message yesterday, and did you get my WhatsApp? No, I'll talk to you now. I'm finished with my... No, you must... Mangosuthu, I cannot also... No, I cannot run the ANC and the IFP. I'm sorry, I can't do them both. Yes, thank you. Go. Lekker. Sien julle later. Ja.